What have you got, Isaac?
Shit. It's not just comms with the guidance system. Half the Ishimura's in the red. Engines, hull, the trams.
Could do that kind of damage to a planet cracker.
Okay, got us some power. Ventilation's up. Power to the elevators.
Positive anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
Another malfunction?
No. The quarantine systems are all fine.
Oh, wait. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, man?
Take it easy. Daniels, get those elevators running.
There's something in here with us. Up there!
Oh, God!
Survival horror games are a genre I have mixed feelings about. On one hand, I am easily scared when it comes to horror. I am also particularly grossed out by gory violence. On the other hand, I am also curious and intrigued. Dead Space was one of those games many people praised. Since it was originally released in 2008, Dead Space has been hailed as one of the best survival horror video games of all time. As much as I wanted to play it, I was too afraid to try. Now over 10 years later, and having played many horror games in between, Dead Space Remake was a game I had to experience, and I am glad I did. It has now been a year since the game came out, and I would like to share my thoughts. This is my review of Dead Space Remake. Set aboard the Ishimura ship following a crash, players control protagonist Isaac Clarke to survive an overrun of deadly monsters called necromorphs. On a mission to rescue his wife Nicole and any surviving crew members, mysteries about Ishimura unfold, while Clarke slowly begins to lose his mind in the process. Listening to audio files and reading texts are highly recommended, as they reveal vital backstories of the events leading up to the present day. Isaac Clarke was originally described as a silent hero. In the remake, he is given a voice. Portrayed wonderfully by Gunnar Wright, his performance gripped me from start to finish, wanting me to get him to his main objective, while avoiding near-death experiences. Other characters are seen or interacted with during gameplay. However, Isaac Clarke was an interesting protagonist during my 15-hour playthrough. The Ishimura ship is the sole environment explored in Dead Space Remake. It makes for an almost claustrophobic experience, even though players can freely explore every nook and cranny of the ship. A tram system is also featured, which can be used to access different sections that cannot be reached on foot. As you progress through the story, new sections of the Ishimura will unlock, making some parts of the game involve backtracking. New items will be revealed as previously closed-off doors become accessible, so be sure to get to them as you can. Thankfully, a tracking mechanism and a map are readily available for reference. There may be some areas that might be difficult to see depending on your setup. You can have that option to adjust your brightness in the settings menu. In combat, Isaac Clarke can smash limbs and use multiple weapons, including a flamethrower, a plasma cutter, and my personal favorite, the pulse rifle. You can hold up to a maximum of 4 weapons, which at the click of a button can easily switch. Opening doors are just the same. Be prepared for any incoming surprise attacks.
Ah! Oh God! Ah!
Isaac Clarke can also run, but personally for me, I wish it was a little bit faster. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, quickly turning to distance myself in combat can often be restrained by losing momentum while playing. Holding down a button to run does indeed create that scary tension of being chased, but often it becomes annoying when the controller mechanics sometimes fail to respond. I have concluded that sweaty palms does not make gameplay any easier. Dead Space Remake perfectly captured the feelings of not only being lost in space, but also lost in mind. Developers at Motive Studio had done an incredible job of creating an eerie, haunting, and terrifying atmosphere. The lighting and sound design are my favorite components of the game. I highly recommend playing Dead Space Remake with a comfortable set of headphones. Dimming the lights down further adds to that gameplay experience of feeling uneasy and anxious. Every corner Clark makes can be approached with ease or brute force. Enemies will appear in the most unexpected places, and the lighting and sound come into full effect because of it. I had never experienced more jump scares playing any other video game in a very long time.
Oh, dude!
Even walking through a dark hallway was stressful. In saying that though, these components are what I remember the most about Dead Space Remake, and I loved every minute of it. Composer Trevor Gureckis created a score that reminded me of the film Alien. Musical cues escalated during boss fights, gruesome death sequences, surprising enemy attacks, and one of my favorite game moments, floating in zero gravity. It was a perfect balance between score and sound effects. It encouraged me to be fully aware of my surroundings. You may never know if something might creep up behind you. For the 2023 Video Game Awards, I voted Dead Space Remake for achievement in sound design. Even though it did not win, it was deserved in my eyes, or more so ears. Many critics praised the game for its audio, marking this as an improved accomplishment over the original. I am not disappointed that I missed this when it first came out. I am glad that I have played this game in its most, as GameSpot perfectly described in their review, quintessential way. Dead Space Remake is currently available on PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. As of recording, there have been updated patches adding improved game performances and fixes to lag and stuttering issues. It can be purchased both physically and digitally in all retailers. And that is my review of Dead Space Remake. Even if you do not want to play this game because it is either too scary or too violent, I hope you enjoyed this video. I highly recommend this game for its experience. It has now become my favorite survivor horror video game. I have now understood why it has been praised by many critics and gamers alike. If you like this video, please check out my other videos on my channel. What is your review of Dead Space Remake? Feel free to comment below. Thank you all for watching. This is Pearl, signing out.